pilot a blessed sleep finally. I finally got
nice.
Like, I think I got like an hour and a half, 2 hours of sleep. I got an extra hour, and I think I would have had an hour and a half, but I got an extra hour of sleep. Got
nice.
like,
No, that's good.
Like an hour and a half,
yeah, especially if you haven't slept for a while. Any little bit fucking helps.
I would have had an really does, but I got an extra hour of sleep. But I'm gonna fucking pass the fuck out like a ton of bricks tonight.
Yeah, especially if you haven't slept.
Okay, is everything that's coming through? So the implication that this guy and a lot of people keep making is that, hey, you know what? They turn 18, they start making porn. That's just a normal, like, that's just how it is. You know, she's 18. This is, you know, what happens when you turn 18. I'm like, no. Making pornography is not a rite of fucking passage for when you turn 18. That's not a normal fucking thing. Like, it's not like 18,
dude, that's bizarre,
you can start making your own decisions. You can leave your parents' house. You can look into, like, what do you want to do with your own life, your own future. It's entirely your decision now. You have all these extra responsibilities, like you have to vote, you have to register for the draft. I think it's both men and women now have to register for the draft. You know, there's like all these things that come up when you're an adult. And not one of them is mom teaching you how to make the good old-fashioned porno. You know, it's not a rite of fucking passage. It's not a rite of adulthood. And I'm just like trying to explain it, and they're like, well, you know, you're just trying to say that she should be shamed. I'm like, I don't fucking care. Like, she can make whatever the fuck she wants. I don't give a shit. It's not, I'm not trying to say, like, oh, this is some bad, terrible person, because of all the shitty ways to make money. They found one that doesn't suck too much ass, and they take a bunch of, like, naked, you know, or not even, in this case, it's not even, it's like cheesecake kind of pinup style photos, like, you know, like bathing suit shots, essentially. Just with, you know, different clothing so that it looks a little sexier. Hey, if I could fucking get away with that, I'd fucking do it too. Like, Jesus Christ. If people wanted to pay me to see my asshole, sure, I'd fucking post pictures. As long as it was a steady income, like enough that I wouldn't have to work. We all know that's not gonna fucking happen. But like, but yeah, it's just like they treat it like this is this sort of like rite of passage. Like, oh, well, you're a grown up now, so you make porn. It's like, no, that's not. So fucking disturbing.
Yeah, that is. Although, yeah, that does kind of seem pretty goddamn prevalent, dude.
Well, I mean, you know, yeah. So it's
I don't know. Yeah,
if I was TikTok. It's a big thing on TikTok, and especially in like the cosplay community. A lot of people just start doing spicy photos, and they're not necessarily nudes, but they're clearly like, I'm gonna, you know, wear this Virgin Killer shirt where the scoop neck goes all the way down and shows you my under and side boobs, and then I'm gonna squeeze my titties together and you know, get a picture of me like biting my lip all sexy like for you, and you know, like clearly, you know, intended for people to jack off to, and I don't, like I said, I don't give a shit. Like, do whatever the fuck you want. But like, it just it gets me that like people now consider this just like, oh yeah, well, you know, you grew up, so now you just take off your clothes for people for money.
This is what every single 18-year-old girl does now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sure a lot of young men do it too. I just, you know, I'd be surprised if there's not some that do that. But you know, the market's just not as big for gay stuff because there's just not as many gay men as there are straight men.
Yeah.
But God, that one really got me. I just like.
I kind of feel like opening an ironic OnlyFans, posing with my fat ass body, dude, but trying to look all sexy.
Yeah, you do it.
It could be pretty funny, dude. I could wear a mask or something so that it doesn't show my face.
Oh, you know what? My microphone is a lot farther away than I normally keep it. Is that better? Mr. Stench ever? Daytime audio is super loud, or Stabby's is super low. Huh.
I don't know. It sounds fine to me, but I'm not listening on the, you know, obviously on the YouTube or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, there goes the fucking squeezing again, but it was much, much less. Yeah.
Yeesh. That's got to be incredibly unpleasant.
Well, now I think I have a genuine start of an idea of where it is.
Yeah. It's weird how like just knowing painful. What the issue is. Yeah, just knowing what the issue is helps a lot. You know what I mean? Even if the symptoms aren't necessarily going down all that much right away, you at least know. Like, all right, they seem to have figured out what it is, so now we can work towards eliminating it or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Now that I know what it is, well, and you know, I've been taking this med for like the past like year or two, so it's gonna take a while to get out of my system and stop making me all spasmy.
Right.
But and I'm sure it doesn't help that I'm like sitting at my desk, kind of hunched over. I need to sit with my back up a little more upright. Yeah, it'll be nice to go to the doctor and getting that all squared away.
Yeah.
And I switched doctors as well. I think one of the other things I'll do is I'm gonna talk to my new doctor and probably get going. Go talk to the psych again and get like my fucking sleep and panic attack meds back. So I really liked having those, and it's like, yeah, I've managed to fucking survive without them, but I'd really like something I can take once in a while when this shit's going on.
Yeah, that's huge, man.
Oh, somebody finally agreed with me. Okay. That selling sexual content isn't a normal part of becoming an adult. Like I don't know what I was saying that people don't understand, because they kept acting like I'm trying to shame this person. Like, oh, I'm gonna make them...
it's bizarre.
It's like,
well, they're projecting more onto what you're saying than what you're saying.
Yeah, it's the only thing I can think of.
Like, hey, they're free to do it. You know, it's not against the law or anything, but it's not something that it's not something automatic, like you said, like registering for selective service or registering to fucking vote.
Yeah. Yeah, I was. I eventually just gave up, and I was like, "Look, I give up. I don't know how to put this any way different. You're arguing against stuff that I'm not saying. Like I'm not here to shame anyone or say like this person's a bad person. So I don't really give a shit. This is one person out of, as far as like OnlyFans and Patreon, probably thousands. Yeah, like and I think a lot of things. A lot of people don't realize is that a lot of these girls that go on OnlyFans and stuff don't even make like minimum wage. Like they utterly fail to make enough money to survive on. And
there's just too many out there.
That naked stuff was out there on the internet of you. That's going to last forever. Because the internet, and nothing ever dies on the internet. So be really like aware if you're out there doing that. Like it's like, Jesus, you could really fuck yourself up for the future when some company is Googling you, or some guy that you're dating is like trying to decide whether or not he wants to like hook his wagon to your wagon. They're gonna be like, oh well, yeah, but this chick made a bunch of fucking porn with whoever the fuck, and I don't really want to deal with that,
Yeah, although I would imagine it's a real possibility that within a few years, it's going to be difficult to find a woman that hasn't done porn at some point that's turned 18 in the last 5 to 10 years.
I think it's going to be super easy. I don't think it's that many percentage-wise. You know what I mean? I think there's always been a certain amount of hoes out there, and like that's not changed. But now there's like a place for them to be much, much more public about being a hoe. Like these are the girls that would have been strippers, if you think about it. Like they've always been out there. It's just now it's on the internet. Now it's publicly available to everyone forever, instead of just being like a stripper in that one city. Because now instead of being a stripper in like Houston or Boulder, Colorado, you're doing the same stuff on the internet, but you're not getting as much money because, well, frankly, you're just not as attractive as some of the other chicks that are on there. Or you just bad at marketing and you can't build up a following, or whatever the reason, But you're just not going to make as much money as you would have if you actually were a stripper or a prostitute on OnlyFans if you don't know how to do it right. Same as like, we're probably like our YouTube channel is probably never going to be very big.
All right.
Oh man, so funny.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking weird, dude.
Yeah,
Although,
go ahead.
People misconstruing an argument is pretty common online. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, that happens a lot. There's apparently a really good Netflix documentary of what's his name, John Wayne Gacy, that includes a lot of the interview that he did. Like there was this big long interview that he did with an FBI profiler and a reporter that befriended him over the course of a couple of years while he was in prison before he was, put to death, I assume.
Right.
At least I assumed John Wayne Gacy was put to death.
Yeah, I don't know him back then because he was in Illinois, I think, right? So that's usually a pretty liberal place, so they might not have the death penalty.
Oh, you can see the video of John Wayne Gacy executed with a lethal injection. Okay.
All right, I guess he did that.
What were the serial killer's last words? I don't really care. Or at least I don't care enough right now. I would have. Oh, now I know what I need to do. I need to fix the output capture. I can turn myself up a little bit and turn yourself down a little bit because it's the volume issue has to be through the recording software. Like you and I wouldn't hear it on Discord.
Right.
Sorry, Stench Ever, if you're still there. I just my mind is shot, dude. I had like 3 hours of sleep over the last 3 days, so it took me a minute to figure out what the fuck was going on with that. But it looks like he may have gone. We have disappointed our legion of fans. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. No, he checks out if you haven't, if you don't respond to his stuff for like a few minutes, he's like, all right, I'm going somewhere else where they pay attention to me.
Fair enough. It's his time. It's his time. He wants to defend it wherever he wants. I don't defend me. But it does sound interesting. Apparently, Netflix has a lot of serial killer stuff that I may end up watching in the near future.
Yeah. Yep, there's a lot of shit, man. I was watching one about just normal everyday people, not really serial killers, but people that killed that, like a one-time thing.
Oh, like maybe they killed at a bar fight or got drunk and killed somebody with their car or in a fit of rage shot somebody in, whatever.
Yeah.
So not like not like cold, calculated. They didn't plan it all out. They just, did it in the heat of the moment because usually that's the only way you end up back out on the street. Or if it's like gang related.
Well, no, they were doing interviews with them in jail.
Oh, okay. Interesting. That's
so most really of it was shit like you're describing. Yeah.
Like
I forget the name of it.
In an angry moment, they did something really stupid, and there's just not much else they could, It's easy to get caught.
It's got to be in my recently watched. It's got to be in my recently watched shit somewhere here. Continue watching. City. Cobra Kai. Nope, that's not it. Norm Macdonald. Oh, I Am a Killer. No, I don't want to
that seems a very apt name for what you were describing. Do any of them regret
it? Some of them, dude. Some of them are still trying to bullshit. You know what I mean? Like they didn't do it, or it wasn't really their fault. Yeah.
Well, that's a pretty common thing, especially the bigger the crime, the more people like, but it wasn't me. It's the one armed man. And some of them might have been falsely imprisoned. Some of them might have had nothing to do with it. You never know. I have no idea what the evidence is in every case, so I certainly wouldn't rule out that somebody was just like railroaded into jail because it looked good on the prosecutor's fucking record.
Yeah. So here, I'll read a couple of the descriptions. So one of them says, at a New Year's Eve party in 1996, Brandon Hutchison killed two brothers, a crime he admits, but there are conflicting versions of the story. So that's one of them. And then let's see, the next one of the other ones says, one of the small number of women who commit murder, Lindsay Hogan, whatever, claims that she strangled her depressed boyfriend in 2015 as an act of mercy. I'm pressing extra down on that one.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
All right. I'll do one more, sorry. In 1996, David Barnett murdered his adoptive grandparents, stabbing them over 20 times. Later, he revealed years of abuse at the hands of his father. So you killed your grandparents because your father... Okay.
Maybe he had asked them for help in some way that he understood that maybe they didn't.
Yeah.
It could be.
Let me see. I'm trying to see if I'd watched that one. Yeah, I watched it, it looks like, but I do not remember it. All right.
I know, I'm pretty sure my cousin is molesting his kids. And my aunt had evidence of it. Like, she was aware of it and found, pictures that he had secretly taken of the neighbor's baby while they're changing his diapers and shit. As well as other shit on his computer or phone, and so she deleted it and covered for him.
Wow, that's fucked up, man.
Yeah, I reported it as much as I could to, what do you call it?
Right. CPS or whatever it is in your area.
There's I forget what it is. I'm a mandated reporter, right? So because of what I do, I am mandated to report abuse. Apparently, that's only if I see it in some sort of similar program to what I'm in. So if it's in an elderly facility, an assisted living facility, some sort of a bunch of kids live in a house because they're unwanted or they got, abused in their own houses or whatever.
Right.
That's when I have to report it. And I call the ombudsman, the local ombudsman, I believe, is who I call to report that. It's been a while since I made this call because it's not something that I see on a regular basis. And it's basically just meant to
Right.
If you see anything that could be considered abuse at your own company, you better fucking call, because if you don't, you might end up facing charges and getting fined.
Right.
Kind of deal. But I didn't realize that, so I made the call immediately when I found out, and I told him, I'm like, look, I'm gonna tomorrow I'm gonna make the call and just report this. I don't know what's gonna happen. It could be nothing, but I'm definitely making the phone call. And the lady on the phone was like, are you sure you want to report this? Like, yes. Because he may be related to me, but so is his kid. It's the kid's family too. You got to protect family if you can.
Yeah, well, even if not, I mean, fuck that, dude. If family or not, somebody's doing that shit to a kid, even if it's a kid that's not related.
I'm gonna report it every time. I'm gonna do everything I can to get them in trouble. I'm 100% sure. Sorry, I was listening to this podcast. That just started a month or two ago.
Yeah.
And one of the guys on it is one of the people that goes out and tries to do YouTube videos where they catch predators kind of thing. I don't know what his content is. I don't know if he's one that does it right or if he's one that does it wrong. Because the right way to do it is, you out them, but you don't try to pretend that you're getting them arrested or anybody's getting in trouble. You're just saying, like, look, this is what I caught. This person went out to meet this person having, sex with a minor. And odds are, a lot of the people they put on blast are never normally not going to get caught by the police or whatever. So you're at least ruining their name a little bit, getting them busted.
Yeah.
For that. But he was saying it's surprising how much of he mentioned this, like how much of a pushback there is of people trying to be like, oh, there's nothing, like, it's not, it's a lifestyle. It's, it's okay to be a pedophile. There's nothing wrong with them. And it's like, well, okay, if it's somebody who's got those things and they're seeing a therapist or doing whatever it is that they do so that they're never actually interacting and fucking with a child.
Yeah.
Fine.
If they don't actually offend.
Yeah, like they're not out there having sex with children, then no big deal. But if they're actively, they were planning on meeting up with this 14-year-old for sex that they thought was a 14-year-old on the internet, then that's a fucking problem. And he's like, it's amazing how many people you have to like what do you call it? How many people you have that are like willing to defend these people? Like, and then the other ones were like, yeah, it really kind of is, because I've noticed that on Twitter. Like, man, I always, whenever Twitter comes up, I'm always like, man, I'm so glad I'm not on that platform anymore. And like, that's that one more reason why I'm glad I'm not on that platform, because that map thing and the minor, I think it's minor attracted persons. There was another one too, like no map or something. Like there was multiple groups that were like, like one was against offending and the other one was like, no, it's perfectly fine as long as the child consents. And I'm like, that's not how that works. The reason it's illegal is because the child is incapable of understanding that. It's like the TikToker that was 15 and got like groomed and fucking gaslighted out of being friends with all the other people on the Discord that she would join that was a fan Discord for her TikToks. All the other people on there were like just fans, various ages. None of them were trying to like have sex with her. They didn't want her to come meet up with them. And this guy got her to believe that they were all against her and they were all trying to do bad things. And he managed to start a relationship with her at 19 and she was 15 and he met her for sex in like a hotel room down there somewhere. It's like, there's a reason that's illegal. She clearly was taken advantage of. She clearly had no idea what was going on. And he obviously had no real love and concern for her, because if he genuinely liked her and wanted a relationship, he'd have been happy to wait until they were both legally of age in order to like get into the physical aspect of that. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't approve of dating online for a 19 and 15-year-old anyway, but at least it wouldn't have been, meeting her for like sex in a hotel room. Like, that's kind of dirty.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that try to like, especially in the fan community that's still there. Like, no, he was a really cool guy. You're just, you don't understand what you're talking about. And it's like, no, the whole point is 15-year-olds don't understand all of the potential consequences and aren't capable of making that judgment, which is why we don't legally allow them to consent to an adult.
Yeah.
If it's two 16-year-olds that bang, whatever, who cares? Yeah, maybe they make a mistake, maybe they don't, but it's not the same as somebody who's got vastly more experience than them.
Yeah, especially what you're describing, where he's obviously isolating her and fucking manipulating her.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, the relationship occurred because he managed to turn her into thinking that everybody was trying to fuck with her, and I think at some point she got doxxed by a bunch of Russian fans and so was already like super fucking paranoid about people on the internet trying to fuck with her.
Yeah.
So he fed on that sort of paranoia.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, it's good, Mr. Samaj. How you doing, sir? Did you fucking play Reaper?
No.
Last night on Overwatch?
I haven't played Overwatch in like over a year.
That's fucking funny, dude, because there was a guy named Samaj, just SEMHA.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, yo, dude, are you like an artist? Because I was like trying to feel him out, like see if it was you. And I was like, holy shit, I think I might have played with Samaj. But nah, it wasn't you apparently. Okay.
No, there's a lot of people with the name Samaj. I actually couldn't get it, so that's...
Oh, well then I played with the guy that got it, and he's a pretty damn good Reaper. He pretty well carried me through that match, so...
I haven't played it in a long time, so I imagine I couldn't carry you. I imagine I'd be real bad.
Oh yeah, no. If you say it's not you, it's not you. I'm not doubting you. I just thought it was funny that not only did they have the same name, but they were like, yeah, I am kind of an artist. It's like, oh no.
What do you feel about gorillas?
Yeah. I was just like, hey, do you know this name? Or is it familiar? Oh, okay. You know. And then drifted apart, never to be seen again because the match ended. Oh, man. That was pretty fucking funny.
It's just a coincidence.
Yeah. Oh, there was
Watch players.
Jesus, the fucking spam today. That's like the third or fourth one. Those people that put in the fake links and try to, like, I guess, steal people's personal info or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, in the chat or whatever, in the live chat?
Yeah.
Eesh.
Yeah, there's like Stenchever's 2 little comments, and then it's just every 10, 15 minutes, another one of those little, like, fake profiles pops on and drops the fake link.
You probably piss someone off.
Just block and report those fuckers.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's what I do every time. It's the same thing I do when I'm patrolling the OnlyFans leaks site leaks Discord that I'm a moderator of. Is people put up like www.discord.com/free nitro or something like that, like fake links to get people to click their whatever.
Yeah.
Is I just ban and report them. Ironic because the whole Discord is devoted to like sharing OnlyFans content for free, which is illegal. Sort of. It's not really illegal. It's sort of illegal because you paid for the content.
In other words, just fucking try and stop me.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of how I feel about it too. I don't feel any regret. Like none of it. I think everything I've seen on there is fucking garbage. So I mean, it's a bunch of shitty 5-6 minute blowjob videos that are kind of like, Jesus Christ, this dude lasted a total of 3 minutes for the video you decided to post for money. Like that's a fucking blowjob video you're putting up. Like couldn't you fucking figure out a way for him to not like be a minute man? Like,
yeah, ice down his cock or something.
A little numbing spray, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Or have him jerk off beforehand. I don't know, but there's got to be a way to do that that's not it's not that. I don't know. It's just kind of sad. Like there was one where the guy is gonna fuck the girl, and I think the total video length is 3 minutes long, and that includes her like kind of making sure that he's good and hard and putting some lube on so that she's not, going in dry. Fucking some of the people on that Discord are fucking funny. Like this guy was, well, every woman should be able to get wet. I'm like, that's just not true. Like, maybe you've never had sex before, sir, but no, it's not every woman. There are women occasionally out there who just don't get wet or don't get wet enough.
Not everyone's the same.
Mm-hmm. It's like there's also women out there who have like super shallow vaginas, like inch deep vaginas. Like there's the micro penis that people always mention because it's it's kind of like sad, but there are actually women with micro vaginas. Like it does happen. It's rare, but it does occur. But that was kind of funny because he was like going back and forth with some people. Like, I'm not going to fucking involve myself in that argument because I just don't fucking give a shit. But yeah, I thought it was hilarious. I was like, okay. But this poor guy lasted a total of maybe a minute and a half of fucking this chick before he just popped in her. And like, hey, whatever, dude. That does happen. I'm not going to say that makes him any less of a man. I'm just saying, couldn't you have picked a better thing, like time you guys were going to have sex to film it, to sell it on OnlyFans for fucking money to people?
Dude, yeah, I assume it wasn't going out live. So why the fuck wouldn't you just wait for him to fuck you again?
Yeah, get him hard a second time, and then go for round 2 and make it for like 10-15 minutes, and then sell that.
I think the reason why they didn't do that is because they want to save all the good content for the actual other stuff. Like maybe
these are like the premium videos, the ones they charge extra for.
Well, and the other reason I think that they also put that there is because it makes it feel more authentic. Because
I suppose you're right. I guess if people really want it to be like real sex, that would definitely count.
Yeah, save all the really good stuff for like the big stuff you want to get people subscribed for, and then keep all the really bad stuff and just say it's authentic. It's what it is. It's more natural because this is what's more like.
It is. That is, because like I said, that does happen. It's not like, it's not like everybody's going to last, an hour and 20 minutes every time they bang like some fucking crazy porn star.
Exactly.
Yeah. Plus, like, if you're, when you're in a relationship with somebody, you can get you know how to get each other off pretty fucking quickly too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you do learn how to what that particular person, what that person's little fetishes are. You're gonna figure them out, hopefully.
That's one of the benefits of having a long-term relationship.
Provided that the person is honest. There's a lot of people who will just not share all their kinks or whatever. Or what was it? There was a guy who I forget who told me the story. So if it was one of you that told me, I'm sorry, I'm repeating your story as if I didn't hear it from you. This guy was in a married relationship for like 5 years, and his wife was going to have a kid, and they were still in the stage where she's pregnant, but they can have sex. And something about her being pregnant shifted stuff around just enough that for the first time in like 5 or 6 years, he actually made her come while they had sex. And he had no idea that he had never made her come prior to this.
Oh, wow.
So, and it was like their first relationship, so he didn't know like there's that sort of the fucking squeezing sensation.
Wow.
And he thought the baby had reached out and grabbed his dick. And so he freaked. And then was even more pissed when he found out like this whole fucking time, all these years, she had been in the relationship with him and never told him that he'd never actually gotten her off. And she just did it because she's like, well, I don't want to make him feel bad, and this isn't really something that I need in the relationship. I enjoy the sex, and I enjoy getting him off, and I'll just take care of myself later when he's, not around, kind of thing. And it's like the whole that's 5 or 6 years of lying about something that's a pretty big part of a relationship.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it should definitely be fucking letting him know that, dude.
God, I would be so pissed. If I was the whole time I'm getting off, but you're not, but the girl's not getting off and she's not saying nothing, I'd be like so mad. Like, you wasted all this time I could have been trying to figure out or do things differently. Maybe I just spend a lot more time going down on the girl, or we get some toys involved. Maybe I got to break out a vibrator and fuck her with that. Who knows? Whatever it takes.
See if fisting works.
And also, that tells you the level of honesty of the person. It's one thing that, like, okay, well, you feel bad because you don't know what you're doing. But second of all, like, she doesn't trust you enough to tell you what the problems are.
Exactly. Like, he won't be able to handle it.
Yeah, and if she's not going to tell you that, then what else is she not telling you? And to be fair, I mean, I don't think there's any relationship that can ever go in that direction.
Well, I think it sounds like she just thought it would hurt his feelings, and she didn't care enough to fucking. Because again, if she can just get herself off later, you know what I mean? To her, maybe it just wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, from what I understood from the person who told me the story, she was sort of like, hey, this isn't. I get all the other things I could possibly want out of this relationship. He supports us. He loves me. He doesn't cheat on me. He treats me really well. I'm having his baby. All that kind of stuff. But it was so sad because it's like, man, that's a long time to go keeping a stupid secret that you shouldn't have kept. It kind of reminded me, well, it's not really the same thing, but like the first girl I was super into who let me basically take her out on dates for like 6 months while she was dating my friend without telling me. Like, they hid their relationship from me.
Yeah, that's really fucking horrible, dude.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking awful. And all they had to do was tell me they were going out, and I'd have been like, oh, okay, well, that sucks, but, I can't make somebody like me. That's just not, not how that really works. Well, and I got over it.
Yeah.
You gotta think from her perspective. Where's the fun in that?
Yeah, she doesn't get free dates out of the thing.
Because
I was taking her out to the beach. I was taking her to go shoot pool. I was taking her to go fucking eat and fucking see movies and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something tells me in that particular situation, he was not concerned with your feelings so much as just getting free shit out of you.
Yeah, that's why it was so fucking. I lost 2 friends that day. Like, I never fucking talked to him or her again after that. Because like, we were all 3 friends. We before I had been interested in her, I was her friend, so it wasn't like I'd picked some random to fucking crush on. We all went to school together, like, and then she would do shit. Oh, so this is I found out after I was out of school, because she was like a year or 2 behind us in high school. But like, when we were still in high school, she would do shit like just lean on me with her face sort of like in the crook of my neck. Like full body, like just in high school while I'm like leaning against a wall, chilling out with my, with the group. And so it's like, well, how the fuck was I supposed to know she was dating this dude? Like,
yeah.
She would call me in the middle of the night. We'd have like hours of conversation in the middle of the night, like while she was still supposedly dating him. I think he should have been fucking upset too, personally. Looking back on it now, having like the total clarity, like he should not have been real thrilled with that situation either. But I always felt like he was the more betrayal, because he and I had been friends a long time before I met her, and he and I were like brothers. Like, we stayed at each other's houses all the fucking time. It was definitely like brothers. It was we were tight.
Well, it could have also been like he didn't know what to do with the whole situation. Maybe it was just an awkward moment for everyone.
Yeah.
I guess I was pretty unforgiving in high school at that point.
Messed up. Yeah, it's definitely messed up, but he was still young and stupid too. You know what I mean?
It's too late now. I mean,
It's not. I'm not going to go look this guy up and try to like hang out with him again. That'd be a little weird after like 20 some odd years.
Mm-hmm. Like, granted, I mean, if you found out, let's say you only have like 2 months to live, like maybe you'd give him a call and say you'd forgive him. Although I don't know, maybe you wouldn't.
I mean, forgiving at this point would be sort of like, who cares? Like, I still carry that distrust I have my whole life. I just the basic distrust of women and have for since that point. Like, just really cannot trust women.
Yeah, that's what's fucked up about it. And then you have an experience like that when you're young. Yeah, it's fucked you up for the rest of your life, dude.
Yeah, I just completely did not trust women after that ever again, which is probably not a bad thing for me, though.
See, that's just it. I think that was actually a good thing. I don't think that there's any one out there you can really trust like that. especially not women. So
distrust of women nowadays is not the worst route to take.
Yeah, ironically, it might have benefited me.
I don't think there's ever been a time that you could ever fully trust women.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, it was like it was one of those things that also, like I know it was definitely part of what kept me from cheating with that one girl on her husband or her fiance at the time. Because she wasn't having an hour-long conversation trying to convince me that you could start a relationship by cheating on somebody together. And I'm saying, nah, if you cheat on the guy, you'll cheat on the next guy, period.
Yeah,
you know, like
not always, but almost always.
Almost always. Be the case. Yeah. This was like scared of being in a permanent relationship, I think, and also he's a skinny little guy, whereas like, you know, I could just pick her up and carry her around, sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So it was like, oh, hey, this is a different thing, and I'm not used to this. And I mean, we were all, I think at the time, maybe like 22, 23 years old. So, you know, she was probably just like, oh, this guy's so big and strong. It's great. And it's like, whatever. But nah, that was probably one of the benefits of the first thing was just because I was like, there's no fucking way I'm getting into this.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably for the best.
Yep. Oh,
yeah,
man.
it's like for her, like, dude, just break up with the guy. Like, if you're feeling the need to cheat, just fucking break up.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, break up with the dude first, and then wait like a month just to be like a civil person, and you know, should be good.
Yeah, I've never understood that. Like, why are you gonna fucking cheat? Like, if you know you're done with somebody, be done with them, dude.
Yep.
Like fucking women, dude.
Well, also, he was one of the nicest people I'd ever met. I definitely wouldn't have participated just because I thought he was such a nice guy. I was like, I don't want to be part of whatever fucking hurts this poor guy. That's just mean.
Well, yeah, but think of it this way: if you did and he found out, well, he also would have had distrust. He probably would have benefited from that.
Or you know, she didn't really have a lot of options because, you know, I've never been the best looking dude and she wasn't the best looking girl. So,
well, that could have been it. Maybe she wanted more options.
You know, and maybe she was just, I think she was just getting cold feet because she was, you know, looking at a pretty big fucking commitment at like the age of 22 or 23.
Well, that's the age that they should be. Look, if you're going to be a woman, you probably should get married at that age because once you hit your 30s, all the options for marriage and having kids start drying up. And so,
well, especially if you've already got kids that are out of wedlock, like you don't have a husband and you've got like 2 kids or 3 kids that you're dragging around with you.
Yeah, like for women, they have to get all their major life goals in order early on in life because, like I said, once your 30s hit, you're done. You know, at that point, you better make a lot of money, or maybe you know, get knocked up by a guy who has a lot of money because those are your only options at that point.
Yeah, there was a Mexican lady where I worked who was in her late 20s and had like 3 or 4 kids at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Who started sizing me up, you know, because she was like, oh, you know, you look like you'd make a really nice father, you know, like shit like that. And I'm like, nope. Fucking nope. No, I would not.
You'd make a great stepdad.
Like, that was literally her way of hitting on me was just starting to talk to me about how good of a dad I would make. And she's like, I'm like, nah, it's not. Number one, I'm not interested in dating somebody I work with. Number two, I'm certainly not interested in taking on somebody else's child or children.
Yeah. It's honestly is not a good idea, dude. Because
if it was a genuinely healthy relationship that I would benefit from, and like I met the person and nobody was lying about anything, you know, and maybe she just had like a, you know, shitty husband, like the guy beat her or something, you know, hey, I don't think that's a bad thing to take on that responsibility. You know, kids benefit from having a you know, both a mom and a dad in the house. That's a genuinely real thing, and it just because they're not yours by blood doesn't mean you can't have like a genuine affection and treat them really well and help raise them. And it's not bad to do that. Like I don't agree with the like, oh, you're a fucking you're a simp, you're a fucking loser. Why did you give in and deal with somebody else's problems? It's like, well, maybe you really it's a genuinely good person. There's the situation that they got into was terrible and they got out of it, and now they're looking for a healthier relationship, and you have that opportunity. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not like it's bad to be the stepdad who raises the kids right.
Yeah, I mean, I did that, especially like my ex's daughter. I could not love that kid more if she was my blood.
Yeah.
I mean, even her son for a while, but even later on, it was pretty obvious he had no interest in maintaining a relationship. But yeah, it's what sucks is you break up and like, especially for her kids. I mean, their real dad was in and out of prison. Even when he was out, he would hardly ever fucking bother seeing him.
My cousin did that with a lady that he married, and she had a son when she married him. My cousin, and they've been together for their whole lives. He did everything he possibly could for that kid, and the kid just ended up going down the same path his daddy did, getting into prison for drugs.
Mm-hmm.
But like he did the best he could, and she stood by him and treated him extremely well. Like they've had a very good relationship for their whole lives. It happens. It's not like it's a terrible thing to marry somebody who has kids. It's just if they treat you like a fucking piggy bank and have no respect for you and cheat on you and leave you like in the second they can get like spousal support, like that's when it's a bad thing. I think it's easy to watch a lot of these like people like I'm looking at when I put it up here from Taylor the Fiend or the other male advocate kind of guys who pick out the worst of the worst on like dating sites and in news stories and stuff like that write like all these horrible sexist shit. To forget that like not all women are terrible people. Some of them are just fine and dandy.
Although nowadays,
and not all guys are. And not all guys are perfect people either that are good and perfect and don't beat the shit out of their wife. Like there's a lot of fucked up dudes out there too.
This is true, man. Too much narcissism out there nowadays.
Yep.
Both sides.
I worked with a battered husband, and when he started going through the process of divorce because she was beating on him. And he got the kids and everything. And his biggest issue was, I mean, she's not that, she's beating me, but like, it didn't happen every day. And I don't want to lose my access to my children. Like, I love my 2 children so much. And I still love her and all this other shit. And it's like, but yeah, dude, you're showing up at work with black eyes every other week. Like that's not okay. Yeah. You can't do that. And here's the thing, a lot of these people say like, oh, everybody makes fun of you. Nobody ever made fun of that dude. And this was in the fucking early or late 90s. This would have been in like 2001, 2002, I think. Yeah, about 2001, 2002. So even 20 years ago,
it's kind of a stigma. Yeah,
there may be a stigma from some real assholes out there, but I mean even then nobody we worked with at any point ever was like, you're a pussy, hit her back.
Well, yeah.
Well, you absolutely cannot say that.
But everybody was really supportive. We were all like, no, dude, you're getting beaten up. You got to do what you got to do. You got to get out of there, take care of yourself, get your kids if you can. We're 100% in your corner, man. Like, we're not, because at that point, just because you work together, it's kind of seem like you're a little tighter than you would be. But hopefully that guy's good. He was like a rockabilly dude. Like, he wore like the 50s sort of greaser like outfits and hair, and he drove like a 50s vehicle. Like he lived that style. He was a really nice guy. It's a shame I never kept in touch with that dude. But a single dad is not somebody you want to hang out with a lot when you're in your mid-20s. When you're like, oh, I don't work tonight. I'm going to go get drunk at the beach at like till 1 a.m. with my buddies. Let's go.
Yeah, having to get a babysitter or something for that. Like,
It's not going to happen. Oh, the Taylor the Fiend video, I love this. So the video itself was all right. You know, like he found some crazy bitches and made fun of them. It was kind of entertaining. But I really liked like a minute or two in, this guy on TV just sets off the feminist that he was brought on to argue with. And they were saying, well, are there terms that offend you? And he's like, hey, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will always offend a feminist somewhere.
I love that guy.
Yeah, the bitch. Yeah, that's Kate Smurthwaite. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her at all.
No.
She's supposed to be a comedian, which when I found that out, I was like, are you serious?
You're not very funny.
Yeah, because again, every time, she's not funny at all. And then, like, it seemed like any of the stand-up ones that I saw of her, it was basically her just waiting for some dude in the crowd to say something where she could fucking play the victim and fucking, talk shit.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
she's a disgusting, fucking horrible person, dude. Yeah, I'm boring.
Oh,
she does. I will not go on my show if you don't give me time to respond to that.
Oh, yeah, she was like, I'll never come back on your show. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
You promise?
What was like, what are you going to respond to? There was really nothing. Like, he talked shit a little bit. There wasn't really much.
He got you. He got you.
Yeah.
He managed to get you. You fell
and
into
she's
his
a woman
clever
and has
verbal
the
trap.
last word. Yeah. But again, she's a fucking shrew of a woman that has to get the last word in, even if there's no. Again, he said that there's nothing other than, oh, fuck you. Like, what else are you gonna say beyond that?
Yeah, it was pretty funny. It was one of those things where you're like, oh, I see.
But yeah, I got to show you some of the ones because it really does look like she goes on stage just waiting for any dude to say anything.
She was hilarious, by all means, not intentionally. Like she didn't tell good jokes. It just was, her reaction to that was fucking hilarious. I'd be happy to watch some other shit with her flipping out stupidly over nonsense.
But yeah, I was genuinely shocked when I found out because I thought she was just like one of those fucking bitch feminists that like does speaking engagements or something. I'm like, she's supposed to be a comedian? Fucking horrible.
Yeah, like you're not a very good comedian. You should probably find a different career.
Yeah.
Well, she's chosen the right kind of career.
She starts off with a joke about how her atheist friends had a kid and named him Christian, and like maybe they probably should have named him Godfrey. And like that was her stupid fucking joke to start off.
Yeah, that is pretty awful.
Yeah. And then again, some dude said something in the audience, and then she fucking goes off for fucking half an hour on that. So, telling jokes that might actually be funny.
Yeah, I don't understand the people that just like if you're gonna be a comedian, you gotta have a pretty thick skin. You can't just flip shit at every little thing anybody says. It's just not.
Yeah, you lose if you flip the shit like that. Like, you know, if you want to go back at them, fuck them up verbally or whatever. But just fucking getting angry, it's like, yeah, they fucking win.
Yeah, you gotta have better control over yourself than that if you're gonna be a comedian, because part of being, a comedian is gonna be dealing with that kind of jokes and humor.
Yeah. And there are some people that are great at fucking with hecklers, dude. Louis C.K. is pretty good. Hannibal Buress is pretty good.
Wasn't there? Oh, isn't there a guy on the internet whose whole thing is making fun of hecklers? Like that's kind of like his whole, like that really made his career. Even I can't think of his name.
Well, as much of a career, Steve Hofstetter, I think.
Yes, that's what
he's
I'm
like
thinking
a fucking redheaded Jew guy.
It's basically what made his career a little more what do you call it?
Well, he marketed himself as that, like on his YouTube videos.
He's marketed himself into that, and that's kind of like his whole angle of being a comedian.
Yeah, but well, I mean, he's not really all that good at it. You know what I mean? So,
well, I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying
right.
that's his whole angle. Like he's the comedian that does that. That's what he says.
Yeah, some of them are fucking stupid. But yeah, the comedians versus hecklers. There's a bunch of compilations of those, dude. It's always fucking great when you're fucking when they get a good one. Oh, Jimmy Carr, dude, the dude from England. That comedian, you know who Jimmy Carr is?
Yes, he's British, right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he's amazing at it. It's pretty good. Although he literally will ask people to insult him. You know what I mean? So just so he can talk shit back.
Oh, like he'll be like, "Hey, feel free to give it a shot if you want, buddy. You think you all that in a bag of chips? Let's go."
Yeah, he's fucking great at it. Russell Brand's actually pretty decent at it.
Russell Brand, really? I've enjoyed some of his stuff on YouTube. He has a surprisingly balanced, what do you call it? Point of view on a lot of the stuff he talks about.
Yeah, he's a bit of a lefty libtard, but not nearly as bad as a lot of them. And yeah. Shit, I never searched that one when he went on the Fox show and fucked up that fucking Ice Queen bitch on Fox. The one that's married to Joe Scarborough now.
Oh, yeah?
Fuck, dude. I gotta find that because that was fucking great. He made her so fucking uncomfortable. And all the other people around who she was constantly icing out and like fucking, you know, bitching at or whatever, they were fucking loving it, dude, because they're constantly, tired of her shit, I'm sure.
They're like, I don't want to hear this lady whining anymore. Please stop. Yeah. I just think he has a startlingly good point of view where he's saying, look, I'm very left wing, and this is how I am and all this stuff. But he's like, and what's going on right now isn't really about being left or right. It's incredibly corrupt politicians, and I thought that was kind of a refreshing little sort of change of pace. Oh man. Oh, so Samaj, you were making fun of my my girly cell phone like sort of game.
Yeah.
Last week, dude, it is such a massive game. I had no idea. I'm like 60 hours in, and I'm probably only like somewhere between a third and halfway in. Like for a crappy cell phone style game, like it got a lot of fucking content.
But is it really content? I mean, if you're just going around doing little mini odd jobs,
busy work. So there's busy work in between going and doing like these platforming dungeons where you gotta like get through like all these different little puzzles, traps, and figure out how to get like the little orbs and unlock doors and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And each time you do that, you get like more of the story of how this tree became corrupted.
Okay.
So that you like because the whole point is you're this tree that makes these magical worlds that go off and into the universe to do whatever it is that they do. Was corrupted by this weird thorn bush thing that shut it all down, and everybody had to leave the city that had grown up around this magical tree. And what do you call it? And you're like the only alchemist that stayed to like save the tree and like repair all the damage and fix it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to hear more storylines about that, and it's actually kind of a fun little story. It's not like super complicated or anything, but it's kind of fun. And like each of the worlds you make that you go and tend to are like designed by you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you get like your resources to build like the towns, because you get to like put together each little section of town, like build houses and businesses and other fun stuff, like, you know, like put in like a picnic area or whatever else you want to put in, like decorations wise. It's very satisfying, like a Stardew Valley style game. You know, there's not a lot of like really crazy challenges or anything like that, but it's still kind of fun. But you got to be into that kind of game. Like, if you're not into Stardew Valley, this is not a game you would be enjoying.
Fair enough. Stardew Valley is not a game that interests me.
Yeah, so if you're a Stardew Valley kind of person, this would definitely be right up your alley. So.
Right. Okay.
And then right now, I'll share the screen real quick. I'm tending to a world that constantly makes weird groaning noises. And a lot of the things have eyes and mouths.
That sounds horrifying, but at the same time, like, it depends on how it's presented. Like, if it's like it's weird and horrifying in like a horror kind of way, like a Lovecraft kind of way.
It's sort of cute in a weird way. I'm not sure that that's exactly how I would describe it. If you can take a look, I'm sharing the screen now. At least I should be.
Yes, you are.
But you see, like, it's got little eyes in the ground there, in the bushes.
I don't really see it. Maybe it's not coming up. Oh, okay, I see it now. Yeah, all right.
Like, the bushes have eyes. The tree up there has eyeballs in it. Let's see. Is this one of the trees with the mouth? Oh, here it is. This is a tree with the mouth in it.
Everything has eyes. So I don't think you can get any real privacy in that.
Yeah. And here's the tree with a mouth and a tongue. Sticking out of it.
Tongue? Is it a tongue or is it...
It's a green tongue sticking in between the teeth.
And the teeth is wood. Okay.
Yeah. It's just, this whole world is like that. Like there's another tree with a giant eyeball on the top of it.
It's creepy enough.
It's not, I mean, this is obviously not intended to be super creepy. I'm just like, I just thought this was kind of wacky. I'm not sure what I put together to make this happen.
It's kind of like creepy in the sense of if Dr. Seuss was to make a little horror world. It looks like a Dr. Seuss world, kind of.
Yes, very much so.
Bright and colorful. It just needs a few more swirls here and there, and it's like, yeah, this is just a Dr. Seuss game.
Yep. It's just a weird little world. But, I don't know. I enjoy these kind of games where you just run around and, like, take care of stuff and keep it all together, and you gotta organize things. I find it very satisfying just to organize things. Like, I don't have to, you know, really get anything else out of it. It's just like, oh, I'm organizing the town center and, like, where everything goes so that it'll be more convenient for my pretend people. All right, I got it. I'm in.
Oh, we're back.
Oh yeah, here's a fucking rock that has an eyeball sticking out of it. Oh man.
Okay, I'm back. All right.
I'm the only person. Oh, okay. I was just sharing the world that has eyes and everything.
Oh no, I heard. I definitely heard what you were saying.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you were.
I was captivated.
Oh, I'm sure it was a thrill a minute.
Oh, you didn't see my comment. Okay, never mind, man.
Oh, did you make a comment in chat while I wasn't looking? Sorry.
Well, in Discord in general. I was joking.
No, I'm gonna take it super serial and be angry. Don't rob me of this. You know, I mean, it's not everybody's style game. I get that. I absolutely get it.
I'm fucking with you. It's probably how you know, if I start describing the top world. You know what I mean? If you're not into it,
Well,
You
like
know what I mean?
the way you talk about those cell phone games where you like send your armies out, like that does not interest me at all. Like,
Yeah.
to play, it's interesting to hear like the stories about people like backstabbing each other and getting all fucking into that shit. But I just have no interest in playing that game. Like, I will never put that on my phone and play it.
Yeah, I think that's what I really meant. It wasn't, you describing it wasn't fucking.
Well, also,
Yeah,
I fucking got
exciting.
like 3 or 4 hours of sleep in the last few days, so fucking.
It does help to have something to keep you occupied while you're losing your mind from lack of sleep.
This is one of those things that has helped me like fucking not be absolutely insane.
Yeah, man. Like I said, when you start losing sleep like that, your mind can definitely start to go on you.
Well, and now I'm still getting a little bit here and there of the weird fucking spasming, but it's definitely not as strong as it was all day yesterday. And fucking, I think it's partly because I stopped taking that fucking meloxicam, which I would have took like 5 hours ago.
Right.
So
that's good. Sounds like you're hopefully over the hump for that.
Yeah, hopefully, and hopefully, hey, who knows? Maybe I can talk to the doctor and they insist on checking something and it is something to do with my heart. Or maybe my potassium is low again or something crazy. But it just didn't feel like that. And the problem, and I'm really happy I finally got another doctor. I've been wanting to do that for a while, and I should have gotten on a lot sooner. Because the way the doctor was ridiculous. It's like everything is anxiety, and that's done. Her job's finished. She doesn't have to care or like actually offer any medical treatment.
Yeah, just label you as drug-seeking behavior and fucking fuck with you.
Wipe her fucking hands of actually doing anything like her job. What the funny thing is, like, if I had drug-seeking behavior when I went to see the psych guy the first time to get the panic attack stuff, like, because I didn't know I was going to get lorazepam, I just was like, I need something to help when I get panic attacks so that I'm not spending $100 at the fucking ER every time.
Yeah.
Like, this is not a sustainable situation. I can't go to the ER once every couple of weeks. People got to drive me there. It's usually late at night. It's obviously not really a heart attack of any kind. It's just anxiety's fucking getting really bad. What else did you got?
Yeah.
And so they offered me lorazepam, and they were like, here's the dose. And I'm like, while you had me doing this, I kind of only took a half a dose. And I'm being real honest, that was enough. I don't really need that much. And they were like, wait, really? And I'm like, yeah, you can just give me like half that amount, and I think we're good to go. So I actively cut down the amount of pills that I was getting, the strength of the pills by 50%.
Yeah. Classic drug-seeking behavior.
Oh yeah.
Addicts always ask for less.
That's what I was saying. I'm like, man, I don't know how anybody could trust me.
Yeah, your doctor seems like a dumb bitch, dude.
Well, and the thing is, like, they don't seem to understand. It's like, look, I understand that I have anxiety problems, and I understand that that's an easy thing to blame. Oh, I didn't pick that thing up quick enough. But the anxiety is secondary in a lot of these cases to the physical discomfort or spasms that are going on.
Yeah. Or didn't you say what the hell? The tinnitus was like severely eased by the.
It was by the Xanax.
Xanax.
When I had Xanax, and that's what I asked for. And the fucking psychiatrist actually snapped at me like, "That's not how that works." And I'm like, "Well, the fucking Mayo Clinic says it is. Number one, number two, like."
My own experience says it is, motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. Secondly, my own experience says it is, bitch. But yeah, it was ridiculous. But it was clear that I was not going to get Xanax, even though like that would have been perfect for what I needed. But you know, it is what it is, man.
Right.
And the lorazepam worked enough that it kept me sleeping at least enough that I wasn't completely losing my shit every fucking couple of weeks and going to the hospital. And then I, you know, when I had the panic attacks, I could take a fucking lorazepam and be like, oh, okay. This takes enough of an edge off the anxiety that I'm not, like, I can just chill. I don't have to drive to the ER. I might just go take a nap instead. Which, to be fair, I'm not a real fan of that. Like, I don't like the feeling of being all drugged up on lorazepam. But it's better than being, what do you call it? Fucking panicked and terrified. Because it's not like I'm afraid of anything in particular, and I don't, like, it's just like my fucking adrenaline system just pops. And suddenly I'm in fight or flight mode for no reason, and I don't even know what I'm supposed to be afraid of. I'm just suddenly fucking terrified.
Yeah. Yeah, mine was kind of the other. When I get like lack of sleep, I tend to be just severely depressed, dude. Because I've had times where I just felt fucking awful, dude, and it was, you know, I'd get a good night's sleep and I'd wake up fine. You know what I mean? Like, it would just be like a week or two of insomnia, and my mood would just be fucking shit.
Oh, yeah. I've had insomnia too. Yeah, I've had a similar thing with that, with the insomnia before. That's terrible. Yeah, even just insomnia is pretty fucking awful. I definitely have dealt with that when I was younger for, like, God, a good 6 months I had, like, terrible insomnia. And, man, I would not wish that on anybody. Well, I don't know, maybe like a child molester, because, you know, fuck them, but of course I'd rather just murder one of those, but
yeah, most decent human beings I would not wish that on.
Any decent human being, I would never wish that on a decent human being, because that is a terrible fucking thing, insomnia. Because it's similar to the anxiety, like, you have no idea why you can't sleep, you just fucking can't, and for some reason, there's a lot of really stupid fucking people that want to tell you how to, like, fix it, and none of it makes any goddamn sense.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's, for me, it comes and goes. Like, it's not nearly as bad as it was when I was younger, but, yeah, it still happens pretty fucking regularly to me. Right? I just fucking have trouble I don't have trouble getting to sleep, really, but I never, you know, like, I have trouble staying asleep. Like, I'll wake up 2 or 3 times in the fucking night.
Would you count it as insomnia? Because, like, I only get about 6 or 7 hours of sleep if I'm really lucky, 7. But usually just about 6 hours of sleep. It's sort of like that, but maybe with less sleep than 6?
Right. Yeah, kind of. I mean, I'll sleep for an hour or two, and I'll end up waking up and having to be up for like another half hour, whatever.
Okay,
end up waking up like an hour later.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's pretty awful.
Yeah, because that's if you're not getting that deep like REM sleep or whatever.
Yeah, you don't feel rested.
Yeah. Although, because sometimes I'll end up actually pretty regularly, I end up fucking taking like a 1 or 2 hour nap, like in the late mid to late afternoon. And I think I like doing that because I'll wake up, you know, after just an hour or two, and I always remember my dreams.
Oh, you remember your dreams? Okay, I don't usually remember my dreams.
But usually only when I fall asleep in the afternoon. Like, I usually don't when I'm, you know, like overnight or whatever. I usually don't remember my dreams.
Oh, okay, weird.
Yeah. It's always been that way. It's fucking bizarre.
Yeah, I remember dreams once in a blue moon. Most of the time I don't remember them, but, like, every once in a while I'm just like, oh, that was a fucking bizarre one. You know? But I don't ever feel the need to share them. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's a universal rule that your dreams are only interesting to you.
There's one dream I do share, and it has nothing to do with the dream itself. It's just like to explain why I don't take what do you call it? Melatonin? Yeah, melatonin. To explain why I don't take melatonin when people try to tell me I should take melatonin to get to sleep. And it's like, nah, dude, that gives me night terrors. And they're like, what's that? And you're like, oh, so for me, I dreamed like I was walking around murdering people all day for like vividly, viscerally, like smells and tastes and sounds of me tearing people into pieces.
I don't think I've ever had a smell. I don't remember ever smelling anything in dreams. That's crazy.
Yeah, and this was because I took melatonin. I vividly remember every aspect of this dream of just walking around and everybody is somebody I knew, and I was literally tearing them into pieces with my bare hands, just like ripping body parts off. And it's like, I don't share that because the dream is interesting, because we all know it's fucking not. Like, I'm sure there's been worse nightmares, I'm sure, whatever. But I share it because, you know, it's like, I'm not going to fucking take melatonin. This is not a pleasant thing to do.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. But yeah, I don't get any real. It's pretty rare that I actually have like a bad dream, like nightmare, night terrors, any of that shit.
Yeah. Most of my dreams are just normal, like weird shit.
Yeah, it's just bizarre. Yeah. Although, yeah, I have had some like zombie apocalypse type dreams. Like I remember having one where my. Oh, never mind. I haven't got it.
Oh, we started getting into that territory, didn't we? My bad.
Oh, I was about to go into it. God damn.
Yeah, fair enough.
I just laid out that rule like 2 minutes ago, and I fucking just forgot it.
So, that's interesting that we both have insomnia to a certain extent, but in such a different way. Because like my insomnia, when I have it, it's just not sleeping for long periods, like 2 or 3 days in a row. I just won't like sleep. And it still happens occasionally. It's not all the time, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, I rarely fall asleep right away, but I mean, it's usually like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. So, but again, constantly waking up. What really sucks is a lot of times I'll wake up and start doing, like, essentially sleepwalking. But I remember doing all the shit I did. You know what I mean? So it's not, you know, because sleepwalking, I think they don't really remember doing for the most part.
Damn.
Well, it's not quite sleepwalking, but it's like somewhere in between. Dude, the other night, I fucking, what had I made? I think it was when I did the fried chicken a couple weeks ago. I had taken the sleep, especially, dude, if I've taken the sleep medication and I wake up in the middle of the night, this is when it happens. It's almost universally when I've taken the sleep medication. But basically, I made the fried chicken. I always make a shitload of potatoes, mashed potatoes, because my son likes them a lot. He eats a fucking bunch of them. Anyways, so I had it like in the bowl that I had mixed it, and I usually just leave it in the gas bowl and put it in the microwave. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna have some of those. So I got it out, and I like took a spoon. I eat a little bit. I'm like, oh shit, this is cold. So I put it in the microwave, and you know, I started microwaving it, and then after about 10, 15 seconds, I realized I had left the fucking rubber spatula in the bowl.
Oh no!
Plus, the bowl it wasn't metal or anything, but it wasn't something that was supposed to go in the microwave. It was like the hard plastic, you know, ones that really shouldn't go in the microwave or be microwaved. So luckily, I realized it quickly enough, because I grabbed the spatula. I'm like, okay, nothing melted or anything.
Oh, I saw something where somebody on like a Reddit site posted where they heated up a lasagna, and when they heated up the lasagna, they left the plastic spatula in one end of the pan. So it was like melted across like the cookie sheet that was under it, over the edge of the pan and into the pan itself. Like, oh no. So yeah, that's a bummer, dude.
Rough. Yeah, like I said, it could have gone. Yeah, I mean, it's not something that would really fuck it up. It's pretty hard plastic, and it might even be microwave safe somehow, because a lot of that shit is that you don't really expect it to be.
There's some stuff you can put in the microwave that doesn't make any sense sometimes. I've noticed that with a lot of takeout foods. Come in like these weird sort of plasticky, cardboardy container things now that you can microwave. That you just if you just looked at them, you'd be like, nah, that's just put in the recycle bin and you're done. kind of thing.
Yeah, it's weird, some of the shit that actually seems to be okay. I can't remember if it was Wendy's or some other fast food place, but it was one that had like the kind of foily looking wrapper, like around a burger. But it was not something that should have gone in the microwave because it kind of like flared up, dude. I was like, oh shit, I could have, I would expect, I don't know. I assumed anything that was like fast food that's wrapped up would be okay to put in the microwave. But apparently, whatever one that was
not a good idea to put in the microwave.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, we went to Wendy's the other night, and my son wanted to go to Wendy's, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get a few double stacks because I'm fucking starving. Like, we went to the gym, and I worked out, and I realized I hadn't eaten anything but like 2 granola bars that morning, and it was fucking late, early evening, pretty late in the evening. So, anyways, I'm like, I'll get a few double stacks off the value menu. $3 a piece now. A fucking double stack is $3 a piece.
Oh yeah, so I've been really hooked on sushi as of late. Like really, really fucking hooked on sushi. Like ordering it almost every week. Which is, I was like, oh, this is getting kind of expensive. It's like the place I order from does like a bento box thing, so you get like 3 items in the bento box that you get to choose. So you choose like 3 sushi rolls because why would you go to a sushi place and order like a cheeseburger?
Right.
And it's like, $30, and it ends up being altogether when you get it like,
what?
Brain freeze. Give me a second. Sleepless bastard. It ends up being like 50 to $60. About 50 to $60 with like delivery fees and giving a tip to the driver and all that goody good stuff. And I was like, oh man, that's kind of expensive, like, because I hadn't ordered anything else in so long. But then I got like Taco Bell, which also gave me food poisoning because fuck that Taco Bell.
Dude, Taco Bell has given me food poisoning like a few times.
I'm done. I'm not having Taco Bell anymore. Just not. There's better Mexican food places, and it costs $50 for the Taco Bell.
Yeah, fuck that, dude.
It was the same amount for ordering an order of Taco Bell, and I was like, this is absurd. Like, I get that they feel that they still deserve to be making the same amount of profits that they've been making all these years, ripping off their employees. But no, you have to pay your employees, and you get less profits. That's how that works. And it's mainly, and it's not even whoever runs that particular Taco Bell isn't like a douche or anything like that. They're not like a terrible person. It's that, the corporate has raised the prices to license your franchise so high, and they're paying so much in all these expenses that they shouldn't be to run the Taco Bell. It's ridiculous.
Set the prices. Yeah, the corporate essentially sets the prices.
Yeah. By charging for the because they got to buy their product through Taco Bell's like corporate stuff, and the whole thing is ridiculous. But it was just one of those things that like kind of frustrated me because it's like, yeah, I understand that you have more expenses now. But you have more expenses because you weren't paying them before, not because you didn't have them before. And it's not reasonable to expect to be making the same amount of profit now that you're not counting on taking advantage of your employees and government subsidies to pay part of the wages of your employees. But I don't know what the answer to that is. I genuinely don't. Because a lot of these companies, that's how they've paid their wages for so long, and they just refuse to take less money for the CEO. The CEOs used to make like, 100, 200 grand a year. Now they make like 5 million. And it's like, they don't understand that, like, well, that 5 million came from the employees you were supposed to pay. It's not because... Yeah, it's not because everybody was doing such good work. It's because they were subsidizing employee wages with government fucking benefits.
Yeah, kind of like how Walmart does it.
Yeah, exactly. Walmart takes into account people getting welfare and like food stamps and stuff like that into how they pay their employees.
Yeah, they pay them just under that. That's why they fucking freak out if if you're over your hours. They're like, no, you got to go home at like 2 hours early today because that put you at 40 hours for the week.
But also for a long time, as soon as you got benefits, until they made it so that they couldn't anymore, but as soon as you got benefits, they'd fire you. Wait for a certain period of time until like you would be able to get hired again without them having to pay you benefits again, and then hire you again.
Yeah, Walmart's pretty fucking evil, dude.
Yeah, so like as soon as you got your qualified for benefits, you'd lose your job, and then you'd get like an enforced 3-week vacation or some bullshit. Yeah, and it's like the problem isn't that the money isn't there already in the businesses to pay the employees a fair wage. It's that these companies are taking the profit out of their employees' wages in an incredibly inappropriate manner. And it also hurts small businesses because, these companies also set all these regulations that cost small businesses ridiculous amounts of fucking money to operate and make them have just absurd fucking things that they have to comply with that, and a lot of times make no goddamn sense.
Yeah, it's kind of like the whole medallion taxi system in like New York City. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but
you got to pay like $250,000 to fucking drive a cab or some shit like that.
I think it's actually $1 million.
Oh, Jesus Christ! All right, well.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous, dude.
Yeah,
that's why ridiculous. I'm like, good on fucking Uber and Lyft for fucking that over, dude.
Well, but the problem with Uber and Lyft is, again, they make their profits because people don't understand the wear and tear on their vehicle, and people are paying their own insurance. So you really don't make a lot of money in the long run driving for those companies. Same with the meal deals. The cost is they're defraying the cost of what should be a cost in there. Now, here's the thing: who licenses that medallion to the fucking drivers? It's not private companies. It's the fucking state of New York. Yeah, that's where the problem there lies. Is the state is making an unreasonable charge for that.
Yeah, or city. I'm pretty sure it's New York City.
New York City. Yeah, they shouldn't be charging $1 million or $50,000 or $10,000. It should just be whatever it costs to verify that the person is understands the laws, and that their car passes whatever the inspection that's necessary for safely operating in their city. It's not going to
probably only be like
a
few $100. Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe $1,000. Say, call it 1,000, because the cost of living there is higher, so they got to pay higher wages to their city employees, no doubt. But maybe $1,000, $1,500 would be pretty reasonable.
Definitely not a fucking million, dude.
Yeah, $1 million is so far over the line that it's like I don't even know how you get there. Like, how did you get that far without just fucking somebody going, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. You should check that, dude, to make sure that's actually correct. I know it's a fucking ridiculous amount, but look at that.
Well, I mean, even if it was my amount where it was $250,000, that would still be absurd.
Yeah, like $10,000 would be still, would be.
Yeah, the number you said is so far over the line, and it's probably true because it's New York. But goddamn, that's so crazy. If you're just trying to fucking make a living driving a cab or some shit, that it would cost you that much to be able to do it. It's like, oh my god, it's punitive. It's really like at the end of the day, it's you're punishing your citizens for wanting to earn money.
Wow, that's dude. I guess it's come down. I assume because we're in Lyft and that kind of shit.
Well, I'm sure as soon as that made the news, people had some
This
problems.
This article's from 2017, but
Okay.
basically it said essentially in 2013, the cost of the medallion hit 1.3 million.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
yeah. So
it says, as of 2017, it looks like it had dropped down to somewhere between 325,000 and 750,000. Again, still ridiculous.
yeah, that's not any real, like, you were pretty accurate. You might have undershot it a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, which is fucking insane. Like, no, it's not just $1 million. Fucking 1.3.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But it did say Uber and Lyft had a huge impact on that, bringing that down.
Oh, really? Uber brought it down. Well, then you know what? I take it all back. Uber, good for Uber.
Yeah, they might have their issues, but at least they fucked that over. They're awful too, but not nearly as awful as paying $1.3 million.
Yeah, I just don't like that they defray a lot of the business expenses that they should be paying to their employees.
Yeah.
I don't like that there's zero background check. And like, there's been a lot of people who've turned out to be murderers and robbers who've done Uber and all the other various like things, Lyft and whatever.
Yeah, that is pretty fucking nuts.
You don't see it in the news very often, which is, just tells you how corrupt our fucking news is. But it does happen.
I think it makes life exciting, because you never know if you're gonna get like a nice little meal, a potential knife to the throat, or a potential rape. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. I did stop using DoorDash because that guy ate like a small part of every fucking thing I ordered.
Fuck, dude.
And then they refused to give me my money back or anything. Which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, that's why you have the ability to reverse charges on a credit card. They don't like that, but
eating somebody's food that you're delivering, that's fucking ballsy.
So I was stoned to the fucking gills. I was high as balls, and I ordered Jack in the Box, and I ordered just a fuck ton of different things from them, little finger foods, because I was like, you can heat up the egg rolls again. They're not awful.
Yeah, they're already kind of soggy anyway.
And so I ordered like egg rolls and chicken nuggets and onion rings and seasoned fries and basically they took there was like 6 chicken nuggets in it, or I don't remember what the actual number is, but they took like 2. Right. So there was like 3 egg rolls in the order of 3 egg rolls, and they took 1. And then the top part of the fries would be gone, and like the top part of the onion rings was gone. I forget what else I ordered. It was just a bunch of little finger food bullshit.
Yeah. Like the fries and onion rings, that'd be a little harder, I guess. But yeah, when they're supposed
that's dumb. But I never would have figured it out if it wasn't for the fact that they ate like part of the chicken nuggets and part of the fucking egg rolls and part of the fucking what else did I get? There was like jalapeno poppers or something. I don't remember for sure, but
yeah, I like Jack in the Box's shit, dude. They're pretty good, dude.
Yeah,
their egg rolls, if you get them right away before they get soggy, which is about 10 minutes, pretty good. What else, dude? They used to have fucking maybe they brought it back. I haven't checked in a while, but they used to have the French toast sticks, which were really fucking good.
Oh, yeah, I've gotten those from Burger King. I don't think I ever got them from...
Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box, but you know what? If given the option, I'd probably rather get them from Burger King.
Yeah, Jack in the Boxes were really good, man. I remember when the guy told me, they're discontinuing these. Fuck, that sucks.
Or, you know what? What's really good is... McDonald's breakfast is really good. Just the rest of their food to me is fucking trash.
Yeah. Like their burgers, like the McDouble or the double cheeseburgers and shit. I much prefer Burger King's stuff, dude. I will get the craving for a Big Mac every once in a while. Their quarter pounder is okay, but I still, again, I'd rather get like the Bacon King from fucking Burger King is far superior.
Really? Okay.
In my opinion.
I haven't had a McDonald's burger in so long.
Yeah, the Bacon King. It's like basically.
Oh, the Bacon King is delicious. Like I'm not doubting that at all. I've never had. I haven't had McDonald's burgers in so long. I just don't even have a frame of reference.
Yeah, like the regular double cheeseburgers, or I think it's called the McDouble now. Whatever. Yeah, compared to a double cheeseburger from Burger King, it's not even fucking close. Burger King's way better.
Well, if they are the king of burgers, I mean,
they probably should be that. Yeah, although I think I've mentioned this before, but they had this weird thing, and obviously with inflation, this has gone up. But they would basically like a double cheeseburger was like $1.69, which was a great fucking deal. If you wanted a bacon double cheeseburger, which is essentially like what 2 slices of bacon, it was an extra $1.80. So it would go from $1.69 to like $3.40 just with having bacon. It was bizarre to me. Like it's more than twice as much.
That's a pretty big hike.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
I always thought it was shitty that Burger King made you pay an extra 20 cents for cheese. I don't know if they still do that, but I remember when I was in my 20s and shit, I'd go like get a cheeseburger or something. And the first time I ordered Burger King when I had like my own car at 16 to go through the drive-thru, and I was like, oh, I can just take my allowance and go get a cheeseburger now? That's kind of cool. I don't gotta like wait for my parents to feel like buying fast food.
Right.
And I got me a Whopper, and I got home and I was like, where the fuck is the cheese? What the fuck is this cheeseburger with no cheese bullshit? And then I realized, you gotta order cheese on it as well. You gotta ask for, you know.
Yeah, the Whoppers don't come automatically with cheese. Obviously, the double cheeseburger.
Yeah, if it's a double cheeseburger, for sure. Yeah. There was a lot of burgers that they used to offer where you would get like a double burger, but you'd have to ask for a double burger with cheese, you know, or something.
Yeah.
Oh man. Still though, Burger King is pretty good stuff. They're not terrible. I would prefer like a Jack in the Box well, actually I don't know. I don't like Jack in the Box's burgers anymore because their buns taste like weird foamy cardboard. Now they do that weird fucking fake bun thing now. I don't know what the fuck that is, but I don't buy their shit anymore.
Well, the ultimate cheeseburger, the bacon ultimate cheeseburger, is still good. I think they use a different bun on that one.
Not here. That was my favorite. Yeah.
God damn, that sucked because that was such a good burger. Because they use like 2 kinds of cheese, I'm pretty sure. Because there's like white cheese and yellow cheese, I think. Whatever kinds of cheeses they are.
They use a lot of cheese, and that's what I like. I don't know. I don't know if it's multiple kinds or whatever, but a lot of bacon, a lot of cheese. It's a good bacon cheeseburger.
Yeah, it is really unfortunate that you don't have a Whataburger anywhere here.
Yeah, I do.
Whataburger, fantastic, dude.
I do wish I knew what that was like.
I'm a Canadian. I don't know what they're like. I've always wondered.
Yeah. It's like, I would love to. I'd love to try some Tim Hortons someday. You know.
Well, you have a Dunkin' Donuts, which means that you have tried the Tim Hortons. They're essentially the exact same. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Did not know that.
I've watched a few people who've done a comparison. Like they travel from America and all that to Canada, the truckers and all that, and or for people who do business, and they've been told the same thing, and they check it out, the exact same thing. It's called different stuff. That's all.
Yeah, I'd like to try a Wawa. Apparently, that's real good. It's like back east, I guess.
A Wawa? I never even heard of that one.
Yeah, it's. I think it's essentially like a convenience store, but apparently it's kind of like QT, where they actually have decent quality food. Do you have QT? Do either of you have QTs where you're at?
I don't know.
Quick Trip.
In the general chat, I put down. I thought this was interesting. Taco Bell did an anime trailer for their nacho fries.
The fuck?
It's surprisingly very well produced. Like, it's short and all that, but it looks really good.
Huh.
Yeah, it's fully dubbed and everything, and there's this implied bigger story. I don't know. I don't know. The internet blew up over it a little while ago.
Well, there's, Hollywood is so fucking devoid of creativity. I'm not surprised,
Yeah, in commercials, they can do more creative things because they have the freedom. They don't really have to.
They probably don't pay anywhere near as much attention as to who they hire and what the person is doing, as long as it's something about their company.
Well, they need to do something to stand out, because food commercials in general, they tend to stagnate. For example, I remember like when was it Skittles who did that whole Taste the Rainbow ads, and they were just odd, weird ads. And then, everyone was doing weird ads. Like, I think the strangest, funniest ones as well is the Old Spice commercials. Like,
they really lucked out when they hired that dude. I forget what his name is.
Yeah. Terry Crews.
Terry Crews, yeah. They really lucked out when they got Terry Crews, because that guy really fits that sort of weird fucking style.
Well, and the other guy, it fucking works. I got Old Spice products as we speak. I
loved Old Spice, so she would get me when we got together, because I was still using soap at that point, like a fucking batch. But she got me into the body wash, the Old Spice body wash.
Like when I was dating my girlfriend at the time, and they had the other guy who did the Old Spice, like, ladies, look at your man, now look at me. She'd do that to me. And I'm like, you bitch. Oh, fucking bitch. Like, he actually does what he says, like, look at your man, now look at me. Look to your man, now look to me. Your man can't be me. Make it smell like me. And it fucking worked. Fuck you, bitch. But when Terry Crews was in there, I loved it. And Munchus in the general here was talking about the KFC dating sim game. I have yet to play that. I kind of want to play that.
Really?
But I'm curious. Like, how can a fast food place make a dating sim game? Yeah, there we go.
They probably took a dating sim that was already in production and just slapped a bunch of fucking KFC graphics all over everything. My guess.
Could be. I mean, it worked. It was interesting. People were talking about it for a while. And actually, I did download the PDF of a role-playing game for Wendy's. Wendy's did like a Dungeons and Dragons, and they even commissioned artists who worked on like Dungeons and Dragons. So like, but I think you can still download it, like the Wendy's D&D book. The artwork's fucking great. But
nice.
I can't find anyone who wants to like. I don't like RPGs or like tabletop. No one wants to play them with me, so I'm like, okay, well, I guess I won't give it.
Oh, you mean like D&D style stuff?
Yeah, well, because I'm not really...
I love D&D style stuff, but it's so hard to find a decent DM or like players. It's really a pain.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. There was a Discord I found through VR Chat that was like a D&D Discord. But I kind of gave it up for not worth it, because all the DMs there were taken and they didn't have any more open slots for any of the games. I was like, oh, well, then why are you advertising to get more people? Like, because if you don't have enough DMs, you're kind of wasting everybody's time there, buddy.
Also, I didn't realize that was you, Mad Mailman. I was looking at the Discord. I wasn't looking at the chat. You have a different avatar now, so I thought you were someone new. Someone I don't know. I
don't Mad Metalman joining us.
I don't frequent the Untitled Studio community.
Yeah, it's a very vibrant fucking...
It's definitely a community. It's definitely not like 3 or 4 people.
Exactly. It's very diverse. We don't judge. I'm only here. Well, I'm here often enough, but
Mr. Canadian man.
Kentucky Butte.
Yeah, you hear more than Satan. That fucking
you
guy
know what?
disowned him. That fucking prick.
Dude, I fucking poor Satan Satire. He is. Let me go look and see that real quick, so I get it right.
What, is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine. He's just putting in. Let's see. He put in. In the last 8 days, he's worked about 137 hours. So if you do the math, that's a little less than 7 hours a day for travel, sleep, and eat.
Okay, 1 second.
So he's working a little more than 16 hours every day.
That's good, I suppose.
No, it's terrible, dude. It's fucking insane amount of work.
Well, yeah, but the pay is good, I guess I should say.
He's working at a bar that he wants to own.
Yeah,
he'd like to take over the bar, but there's no guarantee that that'll ever happen. But he still needs money, and he isn't doing that photography gig because he wants to own a bar. It's Mad Metal Man put the KFC dating game. That's nice. Let's see. Well, I've been ignoring the Discord. Okay.
The games turn you off to it. My 0 out of 10 score.
Oh, Mad Metal, the Subway bread. I don't know what it is about Subway bread, but in California, it's really good bread. It's not like I would never order Subway because there are other options for sandwiches that are better, just all around. Unless I'm kind of like driving somewhere and I'm not really clear about what's going on. I don't know any of the places that are local, and then it's like, oh well, there's a Subway that's better than starving to death.
Yeah, what? I actually like Quiznos. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I actually like Quiznos.
Oh, Quiznos is, I would much rather go Quiznos. If I see a Quiznos, I'll take that every day, any day. Actually, I wonder if I could fucking order that for dinner tonight, because I do not feel like trying to cook anything.
Yeah, Jimmy John's is really good, too. You have a Jimmy John's near you?
I don't know.
Yeah, Jimmy John's, really good quality meats. The bread's pretty good, if I remember. I haven't eaten there in a long time, but man, those are really fucking good. Or at least used to be. Again, it's probably literally been years since I've gotten Jimmy John's, but yeah, that shit was really fucking good.
There's Subway, Porta Subs, Panera, which I would never fucking buy Panera again. Fuck them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think those are mostly malls and shit, right? Is that Panera? The ones that are normally in malls, like a food court?
Panera that I ordered Panera. I got a dozen bagels for $15, which was pretty decent. You get to pick a bunch of different bagels. But I ended up paying. Oh, what was it? Like $10 for a half a sandwich. And it wasn't like, it was the same size sandwich as you'd make at your own house. And I got like a half a sandwich for $10. And this watery mac and cheese that tasted like soup and not mac and cheese. And the mac and cheese cost, on top of the $10 for the sandwich, the mac and cheese was like another $8 or $9. And it was literally the consistency of soup.
Yeah, I can't imagine a half a sandwich being worth fucking $10. That's fucking crazy. And if you're gonna charge that much for mac and cheese, it better be pretty goddamn good.
Well, and we've got a San Francisco local sort of chain that kind of spread a little further out into the surrounding cities, because I'm like an hour out of San Francisco, called Boudin. And oh my fucking god, the difference is astonishing. So the bread they use is like the kind of bread you would get in a bakery. So like if it's a French roll, it's like a genuinely it's like a really good crusty French roll. for the sandwich, and the sandwiches are big. They serve you massive sandwiches. They have a lot of different options. They'll even do toasted cheese sandwiches, and they have one that I haven't tried yet, but I really want to try, which is a toasted cheese with apples and fig jam on it. So they put in brie and Havarti cheese with sliced apples and fig jam on Parmesan crusted multi-grain bread. Like, it just sounds so good to me.
Yeah. See, I think it's because I never tried anything like that until I was probably late 20s, early 30s. But I cannot do any of that shit that has any kind of fruit in it mixed with like cheese, bread, and that kind of shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, same thing with like vinaigrettes, dude. I do not like any kind of vinaigrette.
Ah, okay. Weird. So you're not a big fan of that sort of sweet and savory sort of style of food?
Yeah, I think it was just the fact that I, didn't try it until I was, pretty fucking old, and it's just too foreign. It's just too weird.
Everybody got different tastes. Everybody got different tastes. Yeah. I grew up with my dad would get angry if you didn't like the things he liked.
Jesus, dude.
And he would get upset when you ate things he didn't like. As if somehow that had anything to do with him.
Wow. That's fucking insane, dude.
Like, I like to put ketchup on my mac and cheese, and I get it. A lot of people think that's gross. But I've yet to have anybody be like, you can't do that. Or be genuinely upset that I'm eating that. Except for him. He'd just be like, oh, that's fucking gross. Fucking just just be angry at you for like the rest
you don't
of the
have
night.
To fucking eat it.
It's like, well, it's not going in your fucking mouth, so shut your fucking hole.
Yeah, what the hell, dude? That's Yeah, it's weird how shit like that doesn't seem, bizarre to you. If you're a kid and you don't have any other experience.
Yeah, but then you become an adult, you interact with other people and you're like, oh, no, that's just him. Everybody else is like, well, yeah, you're the only person eating that. I don't give a fuck. Eat what you want.
Yeah. I'm glad, because my dad was into some shit. He liked Limburger cheese. Like, dude, I don't know if you guys have ever smelled it, but it literally smells like the smelliest fucking feet you've ever fucking smelled.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? One of the things that bothers me are those people who get offended that you don't like the same thing they like.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't help it.
That was my dad.
That was my ex-girlfriend.
So you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, the weirdness of just people being angry at you for shit that makes no goddamn sense.
Well, or just having different tastes. That is bizarre, dude.
My ex there, she loved I hate potato salad. Can't stand it. It's gross to me. And she just thought, I can't believe you. How could you not like this? I'm like, easily. I just don't like it.
Yeah, that's like
my ex is kind of like that. Like, she'd be like, "You guys are so picky," like me and my son. I'm like, "No, we just don't like the same shit you like." What the fuck, dude? Yeah, she wouldn't really get angry. She was literally considered us picky because we didn't like the shit that she liked.
Oh, weird. Yeah, that is kind of bizarre.
Yeah, it's like sauerkraut. Like, I fucking love that shit, but I understand that people can't fucking stand it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm a big fan of sauerkraut.
Yeah. Was it you that, like, literally had never tried it until I brought it up to you?
I don't know if you brought up sauerkraut to me as a new thing.
I've never had it. I know of it. I just never tried it.
It's like a pickly, sour tasting cabbage. It's
Which doesn't sound good. That description is accurate, but it makes it sound bad. But
yeah, it kind of adds a little bit of salty, sour flavor to whatever you're adding, and a little bit of crunch.
Dude, it's amazing on like brats or even regular hot dogs, dude.
Yeah, it really works with the greasiness of a sausage. That is for fucking sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, there's a place up in Tempe called Ted's Hot Dogs. Like, I'll get a Polish sausage and I'll be like, dude, please, as much fucking sauerkraut as you can pile on that thing. Extra sauerkraut, please. Yeah, it's weird. That fucking chain, there's like probably like a dozen of them, like in the Buffalo area, upstate New York. And there's only one other one anywhere in the country, and it's in Tempe. Part of the Phoenix metro area where ASU is at. ASU is in Tempe.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's just weird out of all the other places because I've never asked them like why do you have one? Mainly because there's usually a line of like 20 people, waiting to order. You go in, so small talk's kind of out.
Huh. Weird.
Yeah, literally, dude. At lunchtime, there will literally be a line out the fucking door of like 30 people, 40 people, fucking waiting to get that shit.
Ooh. Oh, the nice thing about the Boudin place that I order from, they do the bread bowl soups. So they send you like a little, cup of soup and then a bread bowl that you pull the middle out of, so it's nice and fresh and it's like really good sourdough bread.
Love sourdough, dude.
Yeah, and it's really good crusty sourdough bread that you can just like pull apart and like dip into the soup. Yeah. As you like pour the soup in the middle of it, you get the top out.
Yeah, it's like a nice thin crusty layer, but the inside's all nice and soft, that kind of shit.
Yes.
That's fucking, oh my god, I love that, dude.
And they have 3 soups. They do a beef chili, clam chowder, and a butternut squash soup. So, but that's probably because it's California. So,
dude, you know what I really like on sourdough is tuna fish on sourdough English muffins.
I've never had that. That's interesting. Like plain tuna, or like tuna where you mix in a little mayo and like relish and onion.
Yeah, mayo. I usually do mayo and mustard.
Okay, yeah. So tuna with the mixing, the normal stuff you would mix in for a sandwich. All right. Oh, you know what I don't like that a lot of people seem to be surprised I don't like? Yes, Quiznos, Mad Metal Man. That was my fucking jam for the longest time. One of the places I worked, it was like a 5-minute drive away, and we could take up to an hour for lunch if we wanted. So it was, every once in a while you take like an hour-long lunch and just go get yourself some Quiznos. Get you a little half a sandwich and a soup. Oh, that was the fucking shit.
Yeah, no, Quiznos, I really like their soups, man. The broccoli and cheese is good.
Oh, everything they had was so good. Yeah, all their soups.
Yeah, the broccoli and cheese is what I usually get for the soup. So yeah, their bacon, turkey bacon avocado is my favorite sandwich from there.
I think mine was the fantastic Black Angus steak one. I really like that Black Angus steak.
Oh one. Yeah, that one's good.
But
too.
Also the soups that came with the cornbread. Oh, their cornbread was so good.
Yeah, I'm not big on cornbread. I like it. It's not like I dislike it, but I always preferred, like if I go to like a Cracker Barrel, you can get either cornbread muffins or biscuits, and I always go with the biscuits.
I'd say I'd be like a 50-50 person. I'll go either way.
I like it, but although their biscuits are really good. That's probably another.
I gotta say though, Quiznos had a particularly high quality cornbread for a shitty fast food joint.
Yeah. Most of their stuff's good. Yeah, I like how Subway ripped off their fucking toasted subs thing.
Oh yeah, well I mean, as soon as Quiznos came out, I'm sure Subway's business dropped.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, they're confirming my order. Yay.
Was that beep? I thought that was on my phone, dude.
Sorry, that was my phone sending me a text that Boudin had prepared my order. I was on the fence about ordering food, but I gotta cook. Sunday night I gotta cook, and Sunday, Monday I cook dinner, and I noticed they had a 5-pack of sourdough pizza crust you could buy for like $15, where it's like take and bake style. So I put up whatever toppings on sauce and everything I want on there, and just bake those up for dinner. It'll be quite nice.
Yeah, you should do English muffin pizzas one time, dude. That's some good shit. Although
that's bagel pizzas. I haven't done either of those in too long.
Yeah. Yeah, my son gets those pretty regularly. He asks for that. Although I do put a shitload of, because like each fucking half English, you split them obviously. Each half of English muffin, I put like 6 or 7 slices of pepperoni. So it's just fucking loaded up with sauce, pepperoni, and then cheese on top of that.
That's the perks of making any sort of pizza-like thing at your own place, is you can go nuts on the toppings.
Yeah. Like he doesn't like anything other than pepperoni, but like one of the last times. But yeah, the last time I did it, I was putting on like fucking pepperoni, artichoke hearts, and jalapenos.
Well, yeah, it doesn't matter what you put on. Like, I'm just saying, like, whatever toppings you have as an option, you can go nuts with it.
Yeah,
that's why it's
you can
nice.
put as much. You can put what you want and how much you want.
Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying it has to be a specific type. It's just like, if you're putting on a ton of pepperoni because that's all you like, if you're putting on all sorts of other shit, because I love all sorts of random shit on my pizzas.
Yeah, I put a bunch of fucking cheese on that shit too.
Yep.
Put it under the broiler, dude. Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm hoping
the cheese.
Pizza crust come with like directions for like what they're, because I'm sure they've tried it out and like on average it takes like this long in the oven at this temperature to get all the cheese melty and the sauce hot and everything.
Yeah. That's the one thing that I like about the English muffin ones is all you got to do is put it under the broiler for like 5-6 minutes. Melts it.
Yeah,
and gets that nice little crust.
You just give it a little light toasting beforehand. I'm sure, right? Like.
Yeah. The English muffins you toast. I usually toast them pretty good, or they're pretty hard because they're gonna soften up with the sauce and everything.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So when you're done, because when you're done, like the bottom part is still nice and crispy, but everything else is kind of not really soggy, but definitely soft.
Chewy.
Yeah. Because I always look again with regular pizza too. I like it kind of like a solid crust, and then the top part, pretty soft.
Makes sense.
For at home, like frozen pizza shit, the Red Baron thin and crispies are really good. I don't know if you guys have ever tried. All the Red Baron ones are pretty decent anyway. Like they have like a brick oven or regular ones, but their thin crust ones are really good.
What about DiGiorno's? It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
DiGiorno's actually, I like DiGiorno, dude.
No, it's not bad. As far as frozen pizzas go, it's one of my preferences.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. And although it's funny because their thin crust is essentially like a regular fucking pizza, because their regular pizzas is super doughy. There's a lot of fucking dough.
Oh yeah, I haven't really noticed that. I mean, maybe I just don't have enough frozen pizza. I haven't had any frozen pizza in a long time.
Yeah, no, DiGiorno, their thin crust is really good, dude. But again, it's essentially what would be a regular pizza for pretty much any other frozen pizza company.
I can't hurt.
But it's really good, dude. That's because again, the regular DiGiorno is it's a bit heavy on the dough. Still, obviously, really tasty because it's decent dough and everything. But yeah, I prefer their thin crust for sure. They make a pan one now too. They make like a pan pizza type one.
Oh, like Chicago style.
Yeah, kind of
like deep dish kind of thing.
Yeah, not deep dish. No, it's more like how Pizza Hut does the pan thing, where it's a lot of dough, obviously. But yeah, that one's really good. The only reason I don't get it more often is because it doesn't. It's like a rectangle shape. Like it's pretty long. And it doesn't fit in the toaster oven that well. When I make it, I have to use the regular oven, and for some reason, I can't be bothered to use the regular oven to cook pizza. Yeah, well, no, it's weird now that I think about it. I'm like, why is that a problem?
Next time I get a chance to order pizza, one of my local pizza places here is now doing keto pizzas. I'm going to give that a go.
Oh, yeah, you were talking about that. Yeah, that sounds interesting. Because
is cauliflower crust?
I don't know. It doesn't say. It just says
it's almost always what it is. On any of the keto pizzas I've seen is always cauliflower crust.
I've had cauliflower crust keto pizza. I've had cheese crust keto pizza, where it's a mixture of melted mozzarella cheese and almond flour. and I've had chicken crust, where they make a really thin, like, chicken plate, essentially, for the pizza to be made on. And they're all three very tasty to me.
I've only tried the cauliflower. The cauliflower works fine, dude. It's good shit.
Well, they add a bunch of Parmesan cheese to it. Like, they add a bunch of other cheese and stuff into the cauliflower, so it's not just the vegetable on its own. And some egg.
For sure. Yeah, to stick together.
Yeah.
The binding agent.
It's pretty. It comes out pretty tasty. All three of those are good. So I don't think you're gonna go wrong. It's not gonna be exactly like you would normally, your normal pizza, obviously. But it's definitely something I don't think you'll regret, Mr. Samaj. I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I definitely like them, dude.
See, I know me.
For regular, but if you're doing keto, it's definitely a good substitute.
Well, I know me. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna order a regular pizza and a keto pizza, so that way I'm gonna compare because I know me. If I'm gonna order pizza, I'm gonna get pizza. Why not?
Yeah, you don't want to fuck up and only order one you might not like.
Yeah, I'll try out the keto one, and then we'll see if the keto is any good. And if it's like awful, at least I have the other pizza to fall back on.
Yeah, that makes sense. Plus, maybe your mom wants some pizza. She's not real interested in trying the keto.
Well, she's been sort of doing the keto with me, and we've been losing a ton of weight. So it's great and all. It works.
Oh, the losing the sugar part of it is the part that, like, is crazy. I don't know if you've given up on the sugar part yet. So I know you're talking about doing the cocoa. But the stuff that you eat tastes so much sweeter after that it's insane.
Yes, it does. I actually can't stand it. The sugar wasn't as hard to give up as I thought it was going to be. It was because around that time I was also giving up caffeine, and that was way harder. Way harder.
Shit. Yeah. If you're between the two, caffeine is much more difficult to give up. But the thing is with the sugar thing is once your taste changes that way, you're always going to be surprised at how sweet things are.
Yep.
Like it won't be the fruits and vegetables won't be as sweet if you go back to sugar later on, but they'll still be a little sweeter than you remember. But like candies and like cakes and cookies and shit, you're gonna take like a bite and be like, God, that's a little fucking much, don't you think?
Yeah. I should probably do it just for that reason. I should try keto because again,
you don't even have to do keto to get that. Just give up processed sugar for like a week.
I'm still hooked on the white chocolate Reese's. It still fucking kills me every fucking time.
Really, I had candy like a week ago, or like 4 or 5 days ago for the first time in I don't know how long I had candy. Just because like it's so sweet.
Well, for me, I'm bad because I'll have like hot chocolate, and that kind of mitigates it from time to time. Even
that's perfect. Because that's so much sweeter than you remember it, I'm sure. And it is. Tastes like a real genuine treat, so it gives you that satisfaction that you don't that you might want from like eating like a big old brownie or a piece of cake or something.
Mm-hmm. And I haven't really given up on things like coffee. I'll still have it from time to time, but it's not as big a priority. It's like I could start my day without it, unless of course I'm really sluggish, like I had like an awful sleep or something.
Oh, like me who didn't really sleep much in the last 3 days?
Yeah. You don't sleep very much?
Normally I do. I had some weird fucking squeezing, pulsating sensations in my fucking torso area. Not heart related, in case anybody starts to worry about that kind of thing. It's been an ongoing issue that I've gone to the ER for several times, thinking it was a heart attack because it causes like panic attacks. But this time it was much more clearly related to just my digestion. So I think it's some medication I was taking is finally starting to fuck me up, because my doctor was very clear that like eventually you'll have to stop taking it. It can cause you to like start bleeding from your intestines internally. So keep an eye on your poop to make sure there's no blood in it.
One thing to keep an eye on for.
Yeah, it's a very comforting thing to tell somebody who already has anxiety issues, by the way.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, dude. It's fucking awful.
What's that talk? You want me to watch my poop? Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who doesn't take a look after they shit? I mean, you know.
You know the worst part? Okay, it's a surprisingly a big habit. You get up and you look, and oddly enough, you'll go to, let's say, like a public bathroom, and it automatically flushes for you. I hate that because it's like I can't see
because you
what I
don't
was
get to
looking
look.
for.
I want to
Yeah,
see what
it's
came
weird.
out of me. I want to see, did I have a giant poop? Did I have a tiny poop? Was it rabbit pellets? I'm just curious.
Yeah, is this one I could snap a picture of and share with my friends?
I don't think I've ever tried to share poop with my friends.
I know, I'm kidding.
But so, you know, if you're on the
fuck.
Discord for this thing, don't worry, I will never show you pictures of my poop. Datewell might.
No, I was just thinking of the whole EDT thing where he thought he was talking to the 13-year-old girl and took a snapshot of his shit.
Oh,
and sent
that's
it to
right,
him.
yeah. Oh, that's fucking so weird. I don't understand that one.
Dude. Yeah. I've never actually felt the urge to share a picture of my shit.
Oh man, that's nice.
Well, I mean, you could if it was like, say, a doctor, because they all say that you should keep a poop journal.
Really, a doctor will tell you to keep a poop journal. Did not know that.
Well,
I have not had a doctor do that, but
well, you'd be surprised because when you keep a poop journal to know what exactly is going on there, you can know things in advance. Like if you have cancer or something, surprisingly your poop will tell you all that information in advance. You just have to keep a journal. Well, yeah, because also there'll be like a record of these things. So like if they know that you're having, let's say like every Friday you seem to have like a case of the runs and you don't really know why. It's just every Friday, like every week, that could be some sort of like it's either a digestion thing, but if it happens so regularly, then it could be something else. Like if you keep track of this stuff, you'll know in advance. I don't. Like I've heard about it for years. I've just never it just seems so bizarre to me.
I've never heard that, but I don't doubt you.
Yeah, well, I mean, it could be a thing, but also, I mean, it's hard when you know certain things will trigger. Like, for instance, if you had a cup of coffee, like for me, if I have a cup of coffee, it gives me the runs every time. And so, yeah. Also, since I've been doing the whole keto thing, you know, I'm sure way too much about my.
For me, I have the exact the side effect of the Suboxone is any opiate really is constipation. So it takes a lot. For me, I'd have to eat like fucking straight candy and just junk food for like 3 days straight to get the runs. yeah, it's fucking rough, dude. Literally every shit is an ordeal. Like I am like 90% sure that I'm going to die from taking a shit someday.
You may need to get your septic drained or something.
Yeah, no, again, it's just opiates. Well, it's a synthetic opiate, obviously, but opiates slow down your digestion.
Yeah, that's a big problem with the clients I work with. Yeah, there's a lot of people on all sorts of medications to do the same thing. And so there's a lot of stool softeners that a lot of people get prescribed in mental health, for sure.
Yeah, I have to use an enema like 80% of the time.
Oh, damn, that's worse than them, though. Okay, that's much worse. They almost always
I probably should try the stool softeners instead.
Yeah, I forget what it is, but it's like a big ass red pill that like 50% of the clients take.
Yeah, I should probably do that instead of the constant fucking enemas, dude.
Probably. I mean, I'm not an expert, but I don't know.
Ooh, my order is on its way. Excellent.
Woohoo. At least your order's on your way. You guys saw that post I did about the thing I ordered and how I'm still waiting for it to come in, and the China one came in the other day.
Oh yeah, what was it? My brother went to some sort of event, and the one of the articles because it was like a cosplay thing or something, and one of the pieces of his armor that they were supposed to send just got here like a week or so after he got back from it.
No.
because of the shipping issues, and it was supposed to arrive like a couple weeks before he left, but yeah, so that's been a problem. And I've seen a lot of places where apparently like Amazon employees have just like left shit out in the fucking the woods and in ravines and shit like that.
Wow.
Well, yeah, so, Amazon employees are not treated very well, so obviously that could be a problem.
Well, I know right now specifically they're aiming for unionization. It's like they're trying to be union. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure Jeff Bezos is going to fire them all before that happens.
He's already moved one company, like one major shipping area plant to another location. I can only assume because of that.
Wow.
There was a video I saw where a bunch of people were like crying about it and everything, and like seemed pretty fucked up to me.
Yeah. God damn, dude.
Yep.
That's evil. That's some evil shit, man.
Well, you guys remember the Hostess thing?
Oh.
So Hostess claimed that they had to go out of business in order to bust their union.
Wow.
And it's like they're like, we're just not selling enough. There's not enough Hostess demand, so we have to shut down. And then a week after they shut down, they opened up again under a different name with a different owner. Not really, but you know, supposedly different owner. Basically, like, they put a different name on a slip so that they could avoid having a union, and then fired all the union people. And they were a union shop. Like, it wasn't a case of what do you call it? That they genuinely like had run out of business. They just didn't want to pay the union wages, and that's apparently perfectly legal. You can just shut your business down, hand it over to your second in command, and then just not fucking pay your union people anymore, and fire them all to get non-union members. Seems like it should be fucking illegal, though, to me at least. I mean,
I think so.
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
One of those legal loopholes that they use. I heard similar things happened with Toys R Us. They
probably
did the same thing. Yeah, they did. They shut down. They said, "Oh, I'm not making enough money." Yeah. But they're still alive and well here in Canada, and I think Toys R Us is coming back. So
I haven't seen any in the States, but there was only one in my town, so who knows? Maybe there just wasn't a market for that particular one.
They were going to come back and rebrand as was it Gerald's box or something? Because their mascot, the big giraffe or whatever, I think his name was Gerald. Don't quote me on that. Jeffrey.
Toys R Us? Yeah, Toys R Us is Jeffrey.
Yeah. So it's like Jeffrey, and he was just. They were going to call him that. I think they're switching back to Toys R Us, but yeah, they're opening up again.
Jeffrey the giraffe.
Yeah. Well,
they spelled it all weird with a G, like the GEOFFREY.
That's how Jeff got his name from fucking Rooster Teeth. That makes sense now.
Yeah.
All right.
So I always wondered, there's a guy in Rooster Teeth Studios. It's a YouTube channel. If you've never watched it, they did like machinima stuff where they took video games and made skits out of video game characters doing stuff in game and recording it.
Yeah, it was Halo mostly, right? The red versus blue or whatever.
Yep, that is exactly who it is. And one of the big parts of the company, one of the founding members was Jeff, and it was always spelled GEOFF. And I was always like, where the fuck did his mom learn to spell? And I never connected it until you just mentioned that they spelled Jeffrey the giraffe differently. And I was like, oh, motherfucker, he got named after a fucking giraffe. No wonder he's such a weird guy.
Damn.
Those Rooster Teeth people, they're just weird altogether. They're well, wait, what's the word to describe them? They're dorks. They just people who just had fun making little movies and videos, and all of a sudden became internet famous, and then they have like a big business and corporation, and then they blew up too fast. They don't know what they're doing.
And then their main guy sold out the company.
Yeah.
I lost faith in that company when they did their movie. They were like, "Oh, we're gonna do this movie. It's gonna be great. We need you guys' help to fund it and to like sell it, and we're gonna put it up on the channel when we're done." After we've put it in theaters and made our profit off of, like made our money back from investing and made our profit off of it. And they never put it on their channel. They only put it on YouTube Red. So you had to subscribe to YouTube Red in order to like see that movie. That everybody who was a fan was like helping to try to spread the word and get people interested in helping to fund it or go see it in theaters and shit. Like they basically used their fans as a marketing campaign and then never fucking made good on their promise to put it up on the channel so that everybody could watch it.
Yep.
And I was like, that's shitty.
Color me shocked. Oh.
But then the main guy who owned the company, because obviously like there were founding members, but like one dude is the one who actually owned it all, sold it to Full Screen, and they just went to shit.
Well, yeah, and then I think Full Screen was like bought out by Warner Media, so now it's part of Warner Brothers.
Yeah, well, they work on like real like movies and shit now. Yeah, because they do all the skits and the comedy bits and the cartoon kind of stuff. But now they'll actually go and do like filming and help with filming on sets because Gavin has that one slow
guys.
Yeah, he has slow-mo guys where he has that really expensive, hard-to-get camera that has, like, the super slow-mo ability.
I tried looking... Yeah, the Phantom camera. I tried looking that up. I wanted to see if it was possible to buy one. And it's, like, virtually impossible. Like, there's so many hurdles you have to get to purchase this product.
Well, and how much is it?
I don't know. I can't get that information. You have to be... You have to be approved in order to get it.
And they all like to talk about how everybody works so hard, and I'm sure they did, but I think Gavin's family had a lot of money, and bought him this fucking camera. Like I don't buy that, like I don't buy this tale that like 16-year-old Gavin just worked at the local grocery store and bought the Phantom camera.
Yeah, saved up $30,000 or whatever the fuck it costs. Yeah.
Oh, I think it's a lot more than $30,000.
No shit. Wow. That's fucking nuts.
Like, I wanted to know how to get one. Where did you go for it? How do I get my hands on one? Because it seems like a lot of fun. And some people have them. In fact, I'm going to Google it right now.
I'm in the middle of Googling it.
All right, then. Let me know how much.
So a Phantom high-speed camera costs range from $150,000 at the bottom up.
Damn,
even
dude.
renting a professional quality Phantom camera can cost you about $2,500 per day. So no, I don't buy for a second that Gavin worked at a fucking grocery store and saved up to buy this shit.
That does seem unlikely.
Yeah, I don't think it worked. Like, unless of course they have a program, like maybe he got a loan from a bank. Because let me tell you, the slow-mo videos, they're really fun to watch.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he doesn't do hard work now, and that's not hard work to make those films and the stuff that they do. I don't buy some of the lore.
I'm pretty sure what happened is he had a business loan. He was able to create something with it and got
yeah, because he's always worked for other companies. He's always gone out and done work for other studios and movies and shows and stuff.
Like, for all you know, because we only get like out.
Sorry,
that's your food, isn't it? We only get he only produces like a video like 2 or 3 a month. So what's he doing with the rest of the time? And not to mention he has a partner who helps him out with that. He's probably out there doing product videos for companies.
Yeah, that's something they've talked about a lot. Gavin goes out, or before they went to Full Screen, I'm sure he does it for Full Screen now. And but before then he would go out and work for other companies all the time.
Well,
work on the set of like films and commercials and whatever else would pay him to do work with the Phantom camera.
Well, he's probably been doing this for a few years. Like, he probably out and out owns the camera now, and now the camera essentially pays for itself.
Oh, he's worth a few million at least, because the Let's Play exploded. He was part of Rooster Teeth for a long time, so he's definitely earned a lot in wages there, no doubt, because he's one of the main product or content creators there. Because from what I've seen on the internet, Rooster Teeth, the people that are in the videos, the main characters, so to speak, of all their video stuff, those people get treated fairly well. Everyone else can go suck a fucking dick.
Mm-hmm.
From what I understand. Like, everybody else can go fuck off. They don't give a shit. They treat everybody else like shit.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens with a lot of people when they get, like, up there and famous. And not only that, they tend to forget, because like a lot of these people who become rich and famous, a lot of them do come from the bottom up. Like I have no doubt that Gavin could have come from modest means. It's entirely possible. But once you climb up there, like your mindset quickly changes. I'm pretty sure he can't relate to the average person anymore.
Oh yeah. Well, you listen to like a lot of the YouTubers who complain about not making enough money, talking about buying houses and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like these they're not even like huge YouTubers either. They're like what's his name? Oh, he Gundam. It's a Gundam. Like that dude is on the low end of YouTube, but he's still talking about buying a house.
Oh yeah, he's probably doing a bit better. Like I don't know if he has a Patreon or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if he fills it, but yeah, he's probably doing there. He should be way more popular though.
Yeah.
It's a Gundam. Like, he's legitimately funny. He makes great content.
Well, and he should be making more money off of YouTube itself. He's bringing in plenty. I'm not saying he's not talented or anything. I'm just saying like, come on, you're not poor. You're buying a fucking house. That's a lot more than like at least 60%, 70% of the population at this point.
Well, it depends on where you live and the housing market there. Like let's say you get a down payment for a mortgage, and that can sometimes not be a lot.
He's in New York.
Oh, okay. Well, New York, that's...
Well, not New York City, New York State.
Yeah. I'm sure there's more affordable housing around there, but yeah, I would never be in fucking New York City. Like, when I was younger, I always wanted to visit New York, even if it's shitty. I still want to see the place, but I wouldn't go there anymore. No, I wouldn't want to go there. They have to clean this shit up, and it's going to be years.
Like, I would never go back to San Francisco right now.
Yeah,
and I used to go there almost every week for like dancing and shit, like years ago.
It's going to be years before these places are livable again. Like, they've done so much damage.
There's
I
a
don't
poop
know,
app for San Francisco where you can go on to find out where all the poop is, so you can avoid certain neighborhoods where there's too much poop on the street. Human poop.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely insane.
And on that note, my food did arrive, and I would like to go get my food.
Okay, go get it.
So we'll have to call it a day. It's about normally when we'd stop anyway. But what's up, Mr. Mad Metal Man? Thank you for hanging out. Anybody else who's still here? What's his William Stencheffer still here? Yo.
Oh, he's probably on gaming stream.
Oh yeah, but yeah. So
all right, guys.
Yeah, peace out. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for listening to all this nonsense. Take